Okay, so now that we have cut everything out, showed you on the silhouette, and we are going to get ready. There's a lot of things that we are going to learn in this video. I just wanted to show you a few things, and it adds on to it. I'm going to show you how I actually center this. We are going to do the wet method with applying this, and I'm also going to use PSV Glitter Flex. This is specialty materials. This is the adhesive. The PS is pressure sensitive, and then we also have in the heat transfer, so we will talk about that also. So I went ahead and I took a Sharpie and I marked spots and I measured it off, and I centered right through here. Okay, I did use a Sharpie, but I will show you real quick that you can use a dry erase marker and it will come right off. So I have one right here. Matter of fact, I will do this one right here. So if you mark over that, get a little piece of paper. Alright. Okay. And it comes off. Then if you want to get the rest of the smear, because I didn't take the whole center out, I need this right now. So after I make my sign, then I can turn around and I can rub this with my dry erase marker and wipe it off. Okay? So like I said, I measured for the center here, I measured for the center here and here. And then once I found those, I went in the middle and I measured. So now I have my center on here, and we are going, we are going to work with the PSV glitter. We're going to try, I have a few other ways that I can do it, because this has a grit rough side and it's not going to be like clear or have a coating on it. It feels like rough glitter. You're going to have a hard time. You're not going to be able to transfer it with this. Let's just say that, okay, because it will not pick it up. So we have a few ways that we can do this. I don't have any duct tape. I know a lot of people that use this for tumblers use duct tape. Blue painter's tape works too, but we're going to try and work with this. So whenever you have a so that's basically about where I'm going to be with mine. I'm going to lift it up, and an easy way to do it without getting it to bubble, you roll it out. And whenever you lay it down, you are going, let's see, I can't really see because of the light. Let me line it up. Alright, so I'm going to go in the middle. Okay. There you go. Okay. This helps so much, because if you try to take over the top of it and then put it on there, you're going to get bubbles, you're going to get wrinkles. I like to, what they call burnish, is you're going to get a lot of friction. You're going to get a lot of pressure. You can do it on the back side or you can do it on the front side, however you would like. But if you do not get a good contact or hold on it, then you are not going to be able to pick it up, and it's going to stick. So now that I've done that, and when we're going to apply this, we are going to apply it with what they call the wet method. And this allows you to actually wet your surface that you are using. And if you do not have it lined up correctly, you can pick it back up and you can place it. And whenever you get the proper spot for it, you will be able to wipe out the excess water. And once it dries, that water will be gone and it will be there to stay. And I am using 651. Just to go ahead and break this down, my sign is 18 by 24 and it was $4. And then I have a 12 by 5 foot roll of the black 651 Oracal, and that was $3.50. So you can make holiday signs, you can make just about anything, just like we have the banners. That may be another thing that I need to do. I have found with our CDS adhesive, and this is 30 feet for $20. We have the smaller 6-inch rolls, and they are 30 feet also for $10. So that way, if you're working with something smaller, the reason why I went with this one is because I didn't want to replace the U as much as I can. I want to line it up. If you keep it all in one, I'm just semi-placing everything right here, just like I do on heat transfer. I can pinch, then I can turn around and I can draw a little line, so that way I know where my center is. Usually I would wipe this down with alcohol. You want to wipe it down so that way you get the oils out of your skin. I mean the oils from your skin off of this rather. Okay. Let me make sure that I have burnished this. There we go. You can use the Velcro side of this also. And then okay, so I have a piece that is not stuck. I can turn it over, I can bend it to make it stick and pull. Another key thing is if it will not come up and you get paper behind it, one thing that you have done is you have cut it too deep. So you've cut into this paper, so therefore it's going to stick on the back of here. So you will need to back your force up a little bit. And a way that you can tell if you are going to cut too deep is if you are doing a test cut and your triangle after you pull all of it out. And if you can feel that triangle or you can rub across it and you hit it really good, then you know that you have cut it a little too deep. Or if you can see where it is cut, then you need to back off your force, because if not, you are going to cut into the paper and you will pull it up and have issues. You can still work with it, you can still save it, but it won't be as... Alright, 2 ways you can do this. Whenever I do the wet method, on here I have a drop or 2 of any kind of dish soap, and then I have water. So what you can do, you can either spray the back of this, or you can spray this. Either one. Okay. I choose to do this rather. You will be able to wipe all the excess water out. Okay. So, I'm going to stand it up just a minute. I have it laid down, okay? That's pretty good, okay? I can actually pull this off of here if I needed to. See? Okay? But it looks pretty good to me. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to, the same thing with burnishing it. Wipe that off. Okay? And I am just going to push the excess water out. Up and forward. Okay? You don't want to move it too much because you still have water in here. Is you want to pull it straight back. Okay? Because if you have a piece that's lifting, you can lay it back down and I just picked it up. There we go. Alright. And you may have a piece or two that come up, and if you do, you can this actual transfer tape I can use again. I can use this wet method, and I can use this. I've used it 2 times because it'll dry, the moisture will get off of it and it will dry. And another reason why people do this wet method is because if you get bubbles or bubbles in your vinyl but up underneath it, it tends to help with that. I did get a little, but that way if and this sign is actually for our store to let everyone know that we do have the YouTube tutorials. Okay. Alright, so you've seen me do this. I'm going to pause and I will come back and we will go with the rest of it. Okay, so now that I have done this one, I'm going to go back and repeat this process again. I may go ahead and put this one down here first. That way it gives me an idea of where actually I need to go with this. Because See how easy that was? If you get a good, there we go. All right. So, and this has barely, I mean, just a drop or two, I promise you. You're not going to be able to feel it really, but it's in there. And you don't want it too soapy. You just want it enough to where, okay. And if you want to, a lot of times I will measure. Okay, that's pretty good. Push it up and away. You can see, well, you might be able to see how I'm pushing the water out from up underneath the carrier sheet. Okay, there we go. Move that up just a little bit. These marks are just so I can see about what area I want it. Like I said, I can take an Expo, a dry erase marker, and I will be able to get all those off. I can tell that one's not. Now, if I do this right now, even as I've pushed some of the air, or the water out of it, I can still pick this back up. Okay. You want to push the water out. All right. So I'm actually going so basically right in the middle of there. Okay. This is where it will get tricky because we are going to see what I can pick this up with. Put that over here. So this is not going to work. I will be right back. I'm going to go and get some packing tape. And okay, I went and got some packing tape and I basically taped it to itself. Don't know if this is going to work. We are going to see. Alright, so I'm just going to make sure that I have a good contact on it. That way it will pick it up. Okay? Now I'm going to flip it over. See. Okay. Material. While I'm doing this, Specialty Material has a glitter flex heat transfer glitter. They also have what I'm using is PS glitter flex, which it's the same material, it just has a different backing on it. So minus that part. All right. Now, if you don't use, which I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit. Never done. Take my lines off here. Okay. See? And if I have a little bit of a green stain, no problem. I got it. Alright, so now I have a little bit of green. So I'm going to take my 91% alcohol. And no more green. Alright, so this is the heat transfer. Same material, it just has a different application backing. Alright, and come right around here. This has a very slick back to it. Let's see if I can. Now, if you go to order these on our website, they are under PSV. And a sheet of this is $3.25.